Other interesting political news, you have Texas protecting Japanese mini trucks as they are trending more and more. Now, this is brought to us thanks to Motor1.com, specifically Anthony Alanis, and he says, quote, another state just passed a law to protect Japanese mini trucks. Advocates across the country are fighting and winning to align state regulations with federal law. And you can see one of those cute little Honda trucks, which, good marketing, at least for this article. They did put a nice little cowboy hat on it and put the Texas flag in the background. Now they say, quote, a bill designated to protect 25-year-old and older imported Japanese mini trucks in Texas passed, the culmination of years-long effort to change the law. The State Department of Motor Vehicles had a policy banning the registration of these vehicles. However, it wasn't evenly enforced across the state, even though the cars met federal import regulations. Whimsical policy changes won't be an issue for the future. The new law clarifies that the state must register a, quote, miniature motor vehicle that complies with the applicable federal law. The version of the bill that passed is simpler than the one proposed and does not specifically define what a mini truck is. One of the issues surrounding these bite-sized vehicles is a discrepancy between the federal law that allows people to import these vehicles while leaving the rules and regulations related to the registration to the state or department policies. Massachusetts changed the policy last year. The tide began to turn in Texas when David McChristian, the founder of Lone Star Key, a Texas-based advocacy group dedicated to protecting KEI trucks ownership across the country, contacted every single state legislator to reverse the DMV's policy, which I was going to say, that's when you know you're really passionate about someone. You called all those SOBs up, and it worked. The Texas DMV changed its policy in April 2024, but a policy change doesn't change the law. Now, he said, quote, after 2.5 years of hard work, we're thrilled to see our goal achieved with the passage of Bill SB 1816, which codifies the ability to title, register, and operate KEI vehicles in Texas. This is again from McChristian, who wrote in a statement to Motor One, these compact, efficient cars offer a affordable and sustainable option for Texans, and the Texas KEI community is ecstatic. Texas, unquote. This is the latest state to codify protections for imported Japanese mini trucks that met federal regulations. Colorado passed a similar law earlier this month, but it does not go into effect until July 2027, which is annoying. Why? Come on. That's just annoying. But nevertheless, the Texas law can go in effect immediately without the governor's signature because it garnered more than 2/3 of a vote in both chambers. And it's unlikely that governor were to veto it, thankfully. So this is really great news and fun for all the automotive enthusiasts. These are starting to pop up at car shows, and they are, I mean, let's be honest, that is cute as hell. That is one of the nicest little Honda trucks ever. Now, trucks are one of the really interesting things, politically speaking. There's a reason we only have a lot of trucks imported in the United States that are new, because they literally call it a chicken tax. It's because they slap on a 25% tax on trucks that are imported. Now, there's also specific regulations when you import vehicles in the United States, because there's so much BS bureaucracy and laws and stipulations. However, after 25 years, you can import basically anything, which is why you're seeing so many nice, vintage Nissan GTRs. As once that 25-year comes in, you have to worry about changing the reflectors and adding extra, crap to the car to make it compliant. Now, these trucks, it's funny because some states are saying you can't have it because safety, and yet those states will allow like a T-Rex or those three-wheeler motorcycles. Yeah, it's not safety. It's because they're worried about having to compete with American brands. So it's nice to see more and more states protecting these fun little K cars. And I mean, again, these are pretty vintage. In terms of a mass scale of like disrupting the market, I don't think it's going to happen. But it's cool to see, some good political news in terms of, getting our freedoms back. But let me know, have you ever even seen these cute little trucks? And would you ever want one as a little work toy? Let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.